There's so many LEGO Star Wars sets that LEGO has yet to make or even remake in a decent amount of time, so let's look at some of the most overdue LEGO Star Wars sets to date. And I wanted to start off with the Sandcrawler. Now, it has been many years since a Sandcrawler has been on shelves for LEGO Star Wars, and no, I am not talking about the gift with purchase or the advent calendar builds. The last playset Sandcrawler came in 2018, so it's been a decent amount of time. And the reason I bring up the Sandcrawler is because I saw a comment, I believe it was on Instagram, of somebody saying a holiday-themed Sandcrawler would be awesome, and the reason I bring that up is because of the recently revealed holiday AT-AT Walker, and if LEGO continues to do this holiday-themed set every year, a Sandcrawler would be awesome. You can give it a C-3PO or even an R2-D2. Why not both of those minifigs with a holiday sweater? But that's why I think a Sandcrawler would be awesome. It's been too long. It's very iconic, especially for episode 4. It's one of those vehicles you see and you're like, oh, that's the Sandcrawler with a ton of droids. And it's great to have, especially if you wanted to just get a bunch of droids for your LEGO Star Wars minifig collection. Next up is going to be the Malevolence. This is a set that we haven't seen since 2012. And while it is fairly niche, it's not one of those vehicles that you see in every episode of Star Wars, like an X-Wing or TIE Fighter, something like that. It is something that all the Clone Wars fans do know and love. LEGO did make one in 2012, a great minifig lineup, and a ton of nostalgia with that set. Maybe that's part of the reason why I want to see this, but at the same time, it's not going to be a set we'll see every 5 to 10 years on shelves like an X-Wing or TIE Fighter that they always need to have on shelves. It's a little bit more niche than that, but I still think for LEGO it can't hurt them to throw one on shelves. I mean, they make sets like the Dark Falcon and a mashup between a TIE Fighter and X-Wing. Why not throw Malevolence back on shelves for the fans? It's been over 10 years. I don't think we really want to wait 20 years for a brand new one, especially for a ton of people who are now getting into the theme of LEGO Star Wars or just getting into Star Wars in general. I think it would be great to have one of those sets on shelves again. I bring this up because I was a huge fan of it with Harry Potter, but the buildable minifigs, I have been saying it and I'll say it again and I'll keep on saying it. I can't believe LEGO has never thought about the idea of doing these big buildable minifigs. We see it for the holiday set this year with the big buildable Santa. Why can't LEGO make a buildable Stormtrooper, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, Jango Fett, any character in Star Wars? Make a large minifig version of it. You can charge $80, $90, $100. I don't know how much it would be. Probably less than that, but then again, the Star Wars tax would have to go along with it, and I still think it would be a great hit. So many people love to go out and collect the minifigs and sets. Why not go out there and you can collect these large buildable characters? An original Republic gunship with the classic color scheme is much needed. The Coruscant Guard gunship is retiring at the end of the year at the time of recording this, or whenever you're listening, it could already be retired. But I do appreciate them doing something so niche and unique that we might never see again, like a Coruscant Guard gunship. And that set has grown on me, and I would love to see it again at some point down the future, but a little bit larger. Excluding the UCS set, it's been a long time since a regular color scheme gunship has been on shelves, and that has been since 2013 to be exact. So I think the fans really do want a regular color scheme gunship. Now I know there's plenty of ways you can color swap the Coruscant Guard gunship to a normal gunship, but I don't know if people want to go out, spend the money on a Coruscant Guard gunship, spend the money on the parts to swap out the colors. That's just too much work for something when LEGO could just make the set for us. Throw a few clones in there, a couple Jedi, you call it a day, you're going to have a great selling set. The LEGO fans love gunships, hence it won the fan vote for the UCS gunship. We always want gunships on shelves. It's one of those sets that, like AT-AT Walkers, you can never have too many of them. Moving on to the Midi-scale line, I can't believe we've yet to see either an X-Wing or a TIE Fighter. And with how popular the Midi-scale line has become over the years, it's crazy that they've yet to do it. We've gotten sets like the Acclamator, the Invisible Hand, the Home One, some of these ships that maybe won't translate as well in a larger scale, and I appreciate that. I don't want them to stop with that. But at the same time, I just can't believe we've yet to have an X-Wing or TIE Fighter since this line began. Two of the most iconic vehicles in all of Star Wars. LEGO always wants to have one or both of those sets on shelves at once. The combination is like peanut butter and jelly. It just goes well together, and it's something that I feel LEGO needs to hit on in the next couple of years. A Darth Vader TIE Advanced is rumored for 2026, but I still had to mention it just because rumors can change. I won't harp on it too much because I am fairly confident that that rumor will be true, but it has been a long time since our last Darth Vader TIE Advanced. I believe 2008 off the top of my head. I will double check, but still, even if this does come out next year, that's still way too long to go between TIE Advanced, and I will be happy when we do get that set eventually. I just had to bring it up because it's something that I wanted for a while, and eventually we do need a remake of the UCS version. Speaking of UCS sets, the UCS Ghost has to happen soon. Not only is Star Wars Rebels gaining popularity by the day, we have Ahsoka Season 2 on the horizon, and the Ghost has a big presence in the show. LEGO has the perfect opportunity to make a UCS Ghost similar to the UCS Falcon in including characters from both the animated series of Rebels and the live action series with Ahsoka. You could have a younger Ezra and an older Ezra. You can include Kanan, Chopper, Zeb. You could have the animated version of Hera and then the live action, and same thing goes for Ahsoka if you want to include her in Rebels. Not only have there been plenty of mock builds of a UCS Ghost which look fantastic, the playset of the Ghost in Phantom 2 is retiring at the end of the year as well, and there is no better time to make this set than pretty soon with Season 2, like I mentioned, of Ahsoka on the horizon. Going back to 2012 with Palpatine's arrest, I'm shocked we didn't see it this year with the anniversary of Revenge of the Sith in even a diorama scale. It's one of my favorite playsets just in terms of the minifig selection, and I think if LEGO went back, revisited it, and made it a playset or even a diorama set for that matter in the smaller version, they could do it a lot better. But for this video, let's say they do it in a play scale like they did it in 2012. Keep the minifigs the same, just kind of boost up the scenery, make it maybe a little bit bigger, add some more detail. I think it would be great, and it's what the fans want. They missed a huge opportunity here not throwing it in during the anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, and while next year does seem to be heavily leaning on the Mando movie with a lot of Mando sets, maybe 2027 we could see it at the earliest, or 2028. Either way, I still think it's one, much like the UCS Ghost, we need, and it's becoming long overdue. Sort of harping on a sore subject here with some low-hanging fruit with a UT-AT. We had the clone turbo tank this past year that has the minifigs for the UT-AT, and LEGO, for whatever reason, decided not to. I understand their theory behind the turbo tank, more popular, more people know what it is, and they felt that would have sold better. I still think the UT-AT would have been the right choice. You have the minifigs for a turbo tank being printed right now, so there's no excuse why they can't whip up new molds or whatever it would be. They need to make the UT-AT, throw in these same exact minifigs, and honestly call it a day. We may never see Galactic Marines or Bakara ever again, or maybe for a long time, like 20 or 30 years. LEGO should capitalize on this new mold of a minifig, make a UT-AT in the next few years, throw the same exact figs in there. Maybe once the turbo tank goes off shelves, they make a UT-AT and they keep those figs in production and they put them in that set instead. The fans have been wanting a UT-AT for a long time now. We were so close to getting one, it never happened. Give us what we want and make the UT-AT. Going off of prequels, it would be hard to ignore a Jedi Temple. This is a set I've wanted for pretty much my entire life and we never had. Yes, the new Jedi Temple is a thing, but all joking aside with that, an MBS Jedi Temple would be my ideal scenario, or at the very least something similar to what they did with the Yavin 4 in just a play scale sort of dollhouse sort of look with the whole back being open and everything. It just doesn't make sense to me that LEGO has yet to do a Jedi Temple. If they went down the MBS line, you could include the entire Jedi Council and so many other Jedis in there as well. It would be one of the coolest things ever. You can remove the top and access so many rooms. I have a whole idea of how I'd want this to play out, but then again, I had a whole idea of how I wanted this $1,000 Death Star to play out, and the exact opposite ended up happening. But there's so many more sets I could list that we need LEGO to make that are long overdue, but I could be here for days if I really wanted to, going over every type of set I think we need or is long overdue for a remake. Let me know in the comments below what sets you think are long overdue and what sets from the list I mentioned you would love to see be made or remade. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more LEGO content, and I'll see you in the next one.